Well, let's look at our first word. Dog. Is a dog a noun or a verb? I know it doesn't fall under person, place, or thing, but animals do fall under nouns. They're not a person, place, or thing. I guess we should give them their own category, right? So this, I'm going to put a little N here for my thinking. It is a noun. Let's go on down the line. Crying. Is crying a person, place, or thing, or is it an action? That means it's a verb. Very good. It's an action. Pencil. Think. Is it a person, place, or thing, making it a noun? Or is it some type of action, a word that shows action? Good. It's a noun. Singing. Is singing a noun or is it a verb? It is a verb because it's an action. We've got a verb. And then we've got the word nurse. Person, place, or thing, or an action, and it is N for noun. So now that we have our words labeled, we know what it needs to be added. We need to add, if this is a noun, then we need to add an adjective. Here we have dog, pencil, and nurse. So we have to tell either what kind of or how many, right? Here we have dog, and one of the descriptions I could put is a big dog, small dog, brown dog. The next one, I'm going to go ahead and do all adjectives and do pencil next. Well, let's describe the pencil. Usually, my favorite are the yellow ones. It is a yellow pencil. And I do miss sharpening pencils in our classroom, believe it or not. And then we've got nurse. Now we want to describe a word that describes a nurse. And right now I know there's a lot of busy nurses and I think they're very caring. So I am going to write a caring nurse. Now I wanted to make you stop real quick and look at the different adjectives that we used because they can show size, they can show color, and they can show what kind of or how they are. Like a nurse can be very caring because of what they're doing. So adjectives help us to describe so many nouns in so many ways. We can switch this. Probably you're thinking of other words to put in here than the ones that I've put, and that's really good for you to do. Now we're going to do adverbs, and of course we've got two only. We're going to have crying and singing. Well, what are the types of ways we can be crying and what are the types of ways we could be singing? And I can think of one really good for crying, and we could do it very loudly. And remember, we were learning last week that adverbs, we usually sometimes add the ly to the end of the word. So how do we cry? Loud, loudly crying. The baby was loudly crying because she was hungry. Singing. What kind of singing can we do? We can sing softly. We can sing also loudly. We already used that one. We don't want to use it again. Beautifully. Awfully, it's possible. So there's a lot of adverbs we can do for singing, and I am going to put the way that I sing to my baby Luna, and it is softly. So here we have just a quick review on how to identify if a word is a noun or a verb. We did that with these. And then to add either the adjective that describes the noun or add the adverb that describes the action, the verb. Okay, so I know you're going to get better at it the more you practice and the more you think about what words are and how we can describe them even better. And I love adjectives and adverbs because they help us describe and put a picture in our head that just saying dog wouldn't allow you to do. Once I tell you some adjectives, small dog, big dog, then the picture in your head changes as I keep adding the words big yellow dog, small brown dog, mean dog, cute dog. So adjectives and adverbs are really good words to help us read and, of course, especially to help us write better. So I hope that you will think about those as you do some of these assignments this week in your seat work. I want to take a little bit of time to talk to you about the importance of words in language. And that's all that we're doing when we work on language, is we're learning about words and how to use them so that we can become better readers and better writers. So in our spelling book, not too long ago, we had a definition for the word homophones. And so I want to go over that a little bit more. And you've been working with homophones. I know sometimes we call them homonyms. And so I want to just talk about the difference between the two, because they're very similar, but there is a small difference, okay? Here I have a picture of an umbrella. And I put it under the umbrella because under this umbrella we have words that have multiple meanings. And of course we have words that are very important for us to learn about, okay? So multiple meanings means that it has different meanings. It doesn't have just one meaning, it has more than one. So the main thing about this umbrella that these two share is that they have the same sound. They're not said in a different way. They sound exactly the same. But of course, we want to remember that they have multiple meanings. So we hear the word homonyms a lot, and they are words that have the same sound. For example, the word fly and fly. They are spelled the same, F-L-Y, F-L-Y, but they do not mean the same. That means the word fly has multiple meanings. If I use the word fly in the sentence, I will fly back to El Paso in an airplane, then I am giving you the meaning of fly, as opposed to there is a fly that keeps bothering me as I eat. And that is, of course, the insect of flies. So we have here homonyms, which are words that sound the same. Fly, fly. They do not mean the same. One means something different than the other, but in this case, these are spelled exactly the same. Then we have homophones, which are a spelling book defined for us earlier in the year. And it is words like flower and flower. Again, they sound exactly the same, except they are not spelled the same. This one is spelled F-L-O-U-R, and we usually, it's this white powdery looking stuff that we use to bake. And then of course we have flower, F-L-O-W-E-R, that grows from the ground, that is a plant. So we have here two words in homophones that sound the same, flower, flower. They are not spelled the same, and they do not mean the same thing, okay? They're under the same umbrella because they both have similar sounds. Whether you're saying homonyms or homophones, the word still sounds exactly the same, okay? So that is what we're going to start learning about and keep learning about. And the only way we're going to learn, there are so many different kinds of homophones and homonyms, is just as we continue to learn, as we continue to read, you're going to come across so many, and you're going to be able to know them and just know the difference between the two. After this video, when you get a chance, if you get a little break, there is a video on homophones that I would like you to look at, because that gives you so many different kinds of homophones that you will be familiar. I think a lot of them you will be familiar with. So let's see how many you know, and then how many you will learn because you didn't know those before. So I like homonyms and homophones. They're a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed our time together right now. I hope this will help you as you continue your seat work this week. And of course, you can look back at the video in case you didn't catch something or you want to review something, okay? You guys do a great job on your work, and I love you very much. I miss you guys. Bye.